Hello, Dr. Jack Sarfatti. I'm Charles Crawford III, PhD student in electrical engineering. I'm one of
Yeah.
the naive engineers that are trying to think of a way to engineer
Yeah.
this from your theory. So I'm interested in if there's any other anecdotal or besides flying saucers, objects or experiments that you've seen that might be related to your theory, like the Hutchison effect from John Hutchison. How he was able to levitate the cannonball. Is that related to what?
I know, John. I'm very aware of it. We had his girlfriend was part of the ISSO 20 years ago, Joe Firmage. It's I don't know what to make of it. Possibly, I mean, he has such strong electromagnetic fields that it could just be magnetism. Larry Lemke may know more about that. So it's. I don't know the answer, but we have plenty of evidence. We have evidence from the Navy, from the military. How much evidence do you need? We got more evidence from the military than they have for the existence of the Higgs boson and many of the effects from CERN. You can't reproduce those experiments. There's plenty of evidence. We have thousands of reports of UFOs. Throughout.
I don't think he's looking for evidence to suggest that such a phenomenon exists, but he's looking for something that can be done in a lab. Other ideas for what might be tried in a lab.
We have the closest we have in the lab is what Larry Lemke was talking about. I mean, I don't know. Look, the point is this. It's a condensed matter physics problem. We have to engineer these metamaterials. We see these things happening. There's only one way they can happen, and that's the way I've described. And if you believe in general relativity, unless you want to say there's some completely unknown physics, which to me is a stupid strategy for anybody to take, because the one thing I learned from Hans Bethe and these guys at Cornell, you try to do as much physics as you can with the least amount of mathematics. We have a perfectly good theory of Albert Einstein. It works. Okay, and on that theory, there's a loophole in that theory, a conceptual loophole nobody's noticed. And it's not such a big deal. That everybody thinks the coupling constant is fixed at some weak value, but clearly what we're seeing is warp drive. And if the coupling constant is not fixed at a fixed value, then everything becomes obvious that this is, it's like Sherlock Holmes. But that doesn't see. That's what the point I was trying to make. You can have a conceptual understanding without knowing how to go into the lab and do it right away. But you have to have the right idea to begin with. What is it you're looking for? This is what I learned from Hans Bethe as a theoretical physicist. This is what theoretical physics is all about. You got to get the right basic idea. You have to, look in the right part of the dark room. And then you figure, well, once you have the right concept, then, the engineering, all that stuff is going to follow. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, well, and I should mention, let me see, Gianluca Perniciano is coming up next in about 10 minutes. But before that, let me go to Creon.
Yeah, he has the rest of the because I won't be doing anything else. So there's plenty of time for him. Yeah. Okay.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Charlie.